Good morning. I want to welcome you to the Federal Housing Finance Agency's fourth outreach event on the Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP as we also call it. I'm so pleased to see all of you here today because we need your help to get the word out on the unique opportunity that is HARP. HARP was not going to be available forever, which is why it's so critical that you help inform homeowners of this opportunity. So, what is HARP? The program is designed to allow a streamlined refinance process for eligible borrowers whose homes have declined in value. Our estimates show that HARP has helped homeowners nationwide on average save $200 a month on their mortgage payments. That's $2,400 a year. The savings for Miami homeowners that have HARPed is even greater. On average, Miami area homeowners that have HARPed have reduced their mortgage payments by almost $220 per month. Florida has the largest number of remaining HARP eligible borrowers with an incentive to refinance in the country. It's not just Miami, it's places like Tampa where there are 17,000 borrowers that are eligible for HARP and haven't taken advantage of it. In Orlando, that figure is 11,000 borrowers. In Jacksonville, 9,200. So as you can see, there are lots of homeowners out there that have not taken advantage of this opportunity. I have the pleasure of introducing my boss, the director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, Mel Watt.
I love the HARP program because it rewards the people that I think are the most committed homeowners. 3.2 million people nationwide have taken advantage of it. But because of that also, it has had, we've had problems getting people to take advantage of it because imagine yourself, your home is underwater, you're paying your mortgage every month, and somebody calls you on the phone and says, you have the ability to refinance your mortgage into a lower interest rate that will save you between $200 and $250 a month. Imagine yourself in that situation, and you'll see why people, the rest of the people, about 800,000 people nationwide, 90-some thousand people in the state of Florida, 21,000 people right here in the Miami metropolitan area have said, bam, hang up the phone. The message that we've also delivered throughout this process is, don't be scammed again.
So we'll now be moving into our panel discussion to take a deeper dive on HARP and other programs to help borrowers.
These HUD agencies are there. And as I explained, we're nonprofit counseling agencies. Many of the activities that we, or the services that we provide, are provided at no charge. So we can really be of assistance to consumers. Many people don't think to come to us for either advice or assistance when they're current and not having a problem with their mortgage. And we can help those people as well because we can sit down and say, look, here's what the HARP program does. Let's see if we can pre-qualify you. And if they get turned down by their lender, maybe for a HARP refi, we can talk about what their other options are for that. They can go to other banks and look to do the HARP refi.
Florida is our second biggest HAMP state. 12% of all HAMP modifications are in this state. On average, homeowners have seen a savings of $474, and that's about 40% off their pre-modification payment. We've just recently announced some significant changes that we hope will help folks in HAMP modifications, including extending the borrower pay for success payment into year 6. So right now, if you're in a HAMP modification tier 1, you get $1,000 for every year you're current. Now in year 6, you will get a $5,000 payment, and this should help as you start to face your rate step-ups that occur in year 6. I also wanted to mention the Hardest Hit Fund, which is Florida's our second biggest recipient of funds. $1 billion went to Florida, and they have at least 4 major programs that can help folks. One of which is their Unemployment Mortgage Assistance Program, which can help folks who are unemployed make their mortgage payments. They have a reinstatement program for those who might have fell behind. They have what they call the Elderly Mortgage Assistance Program, which helps folks in reverse mortgages who maybe fell behind on their taxes. And perhaps most relevant to the HARP discussion is they have a principal reduction program. Unlike those other three, that program is targeted to current borrowers who are deeply underwater and will provide principal reduction so they can address their negative equity. I'll just echo what Joseph said, that the most important things for folks who do have trouble with their mortgage is to seek help early. Talk to your mortgage servicer early. Seek out a HUD-approved counselor. Call that 995-HOPE hotline number, because the earlier you address a problem, the more options you will have.
There are key things with HARP that will make it easier for them to get through this process. One, it's free, right? So except for normal closing costs that anyone would have to pay to refinance, it's a free program. Two, lenders really want to do it. They want to get engaged and get borrowers who are underwater into a stable, much more predictable payment, and give them the savings that we're offering. It's free money. We're here appealing to you to help us help someone else.
So what I like to leave you with is a few takeaways. One is there's a lot of myths out there, right? So as I mentioned from the examples, just because your lender is telling you that they won't work with you because you're in a condo doesn't mean that you have to go back to that lender. As mentioned before, any lender offering HARP you can go to and work through a HARP refinance. You don't have to go to your current servicer. Two, this is not a scam. This is the real deal. And a lot of times people have that misinformation or miscommunication that it could potentially be a scam. So we need to help them overcome those hurdles to say this is the real deal. Three, there is no max LTV. At one time when the program was just rolled out in 2009, there was. But we enhanced the program throughout the years, and there is no max LTV. So whether you have a LTV of a 105 or 150, the program is able to help you. If your loan has been modified through HAMP, you can HARP, right? So just because you've taken advantage of the HAMP program, that doesn't mean that you're excluded or boxed out of HARP. And just to recircle on something is that the program has been enhanced over the years. So just because a borrower was turned down in 2009 doesn't mean that they do not qualify. Time is running out. The program is set to expire on December 31st, 2015. That's just a little bit more than a year from now. In addition to that, the true meaning behind the $217 in savings each month is based on where interest rates are. So as interest rates go up, that savings will go down. So the time to act is now.
With this HARP program, it is clearly a quick and easy process. We've, for all the borrowers we have helped where there's no appraisal, there's very little documentation on the new loan. We take a lot of documentation from the original loan and bring it through to the refinance, so we do make it very easy for the borrower to refinance. We just need that little extra push now, especially since the program is coming to an end in 2015, to get these few borrowers who just haven't done it, who are absolutely have $150 to $200 monthly savings, to come and get the loans refinanced.
Just quickly, kind of the difference between HARP and HAMP, so we make sure everybody's on the same page as we continue our conversation.
So HAMP is more focused for borrowers who are facing a hardship. So it's a modification program. So if you are having trouble making your payments, if you've fallen behind, if you really need a deep payment modification, that's what HAMP is for. If you are current but could use the savings that HARP provides, HARP is ideal for you.
We have a very special guest with us here today, Nicole Gibson. She's from the Florida HFA, the Florida Housing Finance Corp. And you know, we've been referencing the special programs that they have, but let's give Nicole just a few minutes to talk about what her organization can offer borrowers.
We have four programs, application programs for people in Florida who are, we like to say that we can help almost any homeowner in Florida with any of their unique situations. We have as we talked about, for individuals who are unemployed or maybe were once unemployed and got a job again, but it's not where they were before. We have our unemployment program and together with reinstatement program. What we can do with that program is if you're still unemployed, still having a hardship, we can reinstate your mortgage. We'll pay up to $18,000 in that case and make your mortgage payment for the next 12 months. We have the Elmore program, which is the Elderly Mortgage Loan Assistance Program. What this does is this is uniquely geared towards elderly individuals with reverse mortgages who've pulled out all the equity that they have in that reverse mortgage, but can no longer afford to pay their own taxes and insurance, and thus are in imminent default of their reverse and, you know, almost close to losing their home. We can go in, help them pay the next 2 years worth of their taxes and insurance and help them get caught up and get them on a nice budget, get them on their path that they will be able to maintain their home and continue paying their taxes and insurance going forward. The fourth program, the one that is probably most closely resembles the HARP program, is our principal reduction program. And what this does is it takes current borrowers, as you heard Director Watt say, this program rewards people who have stayed the course, okay? Homeowners who are underwater, who have paid their mortgage. We require 24 months of current mortgage payments. Will help reduce their principal. They have to be 125% or more underwater. Will help reduce their principal by up to $50,000. We'll bring them down to 100% of their value, their current value of their home. Like I said, up to $50,000. So again, as you've heard, please, if any of your friends, if any of the people that you talk to get this direct mailer in the mail, again, it's not a scam. This is for real. It's going to say you may qualify up to $50,000 in principal reduction, and it's exactly true.
Well, we have a very special guest who just joined us right now, Congresswoman Frederica Wilson. Welcome, Congresswoman.
Thanks to my colleague, Congressman Mel Watt, who has been elevated now and has come to Miami to share with you some very important information regarding HARP. So when he called me and said he was coming to Miami and he was coming to help people understand that HARP was not a gimmick, that HARP was for the people to help them keep their homes, reduce their payments, their mortgage payments, I was so excited about it. So all of you are ambassadors for Miami-Dade County, especially for District 24, to go back into the community and let everyone know that there is hope. There is help available.
I am a Brazilian person, so I have I'm a church person as well, so I have tons of people that I know. They're all Brazilian, and unfortunately, they have a horrible language barrier. But I definitely you need to get on your servicers and make sure that they give a better customer service, because it's beyond far of what it should be.
We do require our servicers to be able to communicate with all their customers regardless of the language. The 888-999-9995 HOPE number has a translation service which hopefully shall provide language services to a variety of languages. And we encourage folks who have bad experiences like yourself to call that number so we can follow up and make sure we track those servicers and make sure they improve.
But I think we've made progress now, because we had to convince lenders and servicers that there were other viable alternatives that were better for them and better for the borrower and better for neighborhood stabilization and the whole economy if they would just try some of them. And now that they've tried some of them, you see a whole new kind of philosophy about this. Let's try to help the borrower figure out how to save their home rather than let's go immediately to foreclosure.
My question to you, what incentive does the bank have to work these programs?
So it's like any other performance incented environment that they want to roll out these programs, because that's how we monitor and measure whether or not we want to continue to do business with them.
Fabulous. Thanks for joining us today. You all have homework. Take the word back about HARP. HARP.gov is the official site if you're dealing with delinquent borrowers. homeaffordable.gov, and the HOPE hotline. Thank you.